In a remote village called Kalawangu, there stood an old, abandoned house. Locals believed that anyone who dared to sleep inside would never wake up again. They called it the House of the One-Eyed Watcher. One night, Ronnie, a horror content creator, came with her friends Bima and Tika to film a ghost hunting video. "It's just a myth, right? There's no such thing as a one-eyed ghost," Bima said, laughing nervously. But the moment they stepped inside, the air turned icy cold. The walls were covered in deep claw marks, and in the center of the living room hung a large, cracked mirror. Ronnie lifted her camera. "Tika, record the mirror," she whispered. Tika pointed the camera toward it, but what appeared in the reflection wasn't the same as reality. In the mirror stood a tall, gray-skinned figure behind them, with one enormous eye in the middle of its face, no nose, and no mouth. Then, the figure stepped out of the mirror. The camera light flickered. A deep, rumbling breath echoed through the house. "You have summoned me, ... Bima screamed and ran for the door, but it wouldn't open. Ronnie turned around. The one-eyed creature was already right behind her, its long, bony fingers gripping her shoulder. The mirror began to shake violently. In its reflection, Ronnie saw herself missing one eye, blood dripping as she laughed uncontrollably. The next morning, villagers found Ronnie's camera outside the old house. The final recording ended with a chilling whisper. "Now, it's your turn to see with one eye ... Since that night, whenever rain falls, villagers say they see a single giant eye staring out from the house window, waiting for its next visitor. 3 days after Ronnie's disappearance, the police sealed off the old house. But Tika, the only one who escaped that night, couldn't sleep. Every time she closed her eyes, she saw it again. That single, unblinking eye. She tried to forget, but the nightmares kept returning. In her dreams, she always stood before the cracked mirror, hearing Ronnie's voice whisper, "He's still watching." From the other side, desperate for answers, Tika went back to the house at dawn, bringing a small hand mirror and a flashlight. The police tape was torn, as if someone, or something, had already gone inside. When she entered, the air felt heavy, and the same rotten smell from that night filled the room. The big mirror was still there, but this time, it wasn't cracked anymore. It looked new, polished, almost inviting. She pointed her flashlight at it. Her reflection blinked, but she didn't. Her breath caught. The reflection slowly smiled and lifted its hand, pressing it against the glass. Behind that reflection, she could see dozens of faces, hollow-eyed, screaming silently inside the mirror's depth. Then, a voice came from behind her. "Do you want to see what she saw?" Tika turned. It was Ronnie, pale, with one empty eye socket. Blood dripped from her cheek as she whispered, "He's not a ghost. He's the Watcher. He lives through our eyes." The mirror began to ripple like water. Hands emerged, pulling Tika closer. She screamed, but her voice vanished inside the glass. The mirror turned still again, showing only her hand mirror lying on the floor. That night, villagers said the house's mirror was cracked once more, this time forming the shape of a single, staring eye. A week after Tika vanished, Ronnie's final video suddenly appeared online. No one knew who uploaded it. The title read, "The Truth Behind the One-Eyed House Uncut Footage." Within hours, thousands of people clicked to watch. The video started normally, Ronnie laughing, Bima joking, Tika recording, but halfway through, the camera glitched, and a distorted whisper echoed through the speakers, "Keep watching, don't blink." Then came the reflection. Viewers saw the gray, one-eyed figure stepping out of the mirror, just before the screen cut to black. But those who watched until the end began reporting strange things. Some said they saw a giant eye appear on their screen for a split second. Others claimed that when they looked into their mirrors afterward, their reflections blinked on their own. A popular streamer named Alex Carter decided to react to the video live. Thousands tuned in. Halfway through his stream, Alex froze. The chat filled with messages. "Why is your reflection moving, bro? Blink if you're okay." But Alex didn't move. Behind him, in the reflection of his monitor, the one-eyed watcher was standing, its hand pressed against the screen. The live stream ended suddenly. When police arrived, Alex's webcam was still on, showing an empty chair and a faint, bloody handprint on the monitor's glass. The video was taken down hours later, but copies kept reappearing. Each time someone uploaded it, the uploader disappeared within 24 hours. And now, there's a rumor online that if you pause the video at exactly 1:13, you will see the eye staring directly at you. 2 days after Alex's disappearance, a small Reddit thread exploded with a post titled, "I found the original file, and it's different." The user, who went by Ghost Signal, claimed to have downloaded the first version of Ronnie's video before it was deleted. They uploaded short clips, showing corrupted frames, symbols, flashing between the static, like someone had hidden a message inside the video itself. At first, everyone thought it was fake, until one user decrypted the symbols. The translation formed a sentence: "The eye never sleeps." That same night, people began reporting strange messages in their email inboxes. No subject, no sender, just an attachment named mirror.log. Those who opened it said their webcam light flickered for a few seconds, and then turned off by itself. One of them, a tech YouTuber named Liam Torres, decided to investigate. He recorded everything. In his video, Liam explained that the mirror.log file contained an encrypted code that activated his webcam, even when it was unplugged. He joked about it until the camera behind him turned on by itself. The screen went blurry, and a reflection appeared in the dark glass of his window. A tall, gray silhouette, its single, glistening eye rotating slowly toward him. Liam whispered, "No, no, this isn't." The feed cut out. His last uploaded frame showed him standing frozen in front of the mirror, and behind him, the reflection smiled. The next day, Liam's channel vanished. His entire digital footprint, videos, emails, even his bank records, were wiped clean, as if he'd never existed. Now, people online whisper about a new glitch. If you search for the truth behind the one-eyed house at 3 a.m., sometimes the video reappears for a few seconds, long enough to see a blinking eye in the thumbnail. And if you click it, they say your reflection starts recording you. Long before the video appeared online, the house on Bukit Seruni was known by another name, the Lambert Facility. In the 1980s, it was a secret research site owned by a tech company obsessed with digital consciousness. They believed that mirrors could act as gateways, not just to reflections, but to alternate data layers of reality. Dr. Adrian Lambert led the experiment. He wanted to transfer human awareness through reflective surfaces, claiming it could create eternal life inside the digital realm. But something went wrong. During the final trial, the subject, a man identified only as test number 1, screamed halfway through the process. His heartbeat stopped, but his reflection kept moving. Security footage showed the mirror darkening, and a single eyeball forming in the center. When they tried to destroy the experiment, every reflective surface in the building shattered, except one. The main mirror remained intact, and in its surface, the single eye blinked. The facility was shut down weeks later after several researchers went missing. Dr. Lambert's final log entry read, "The eye watches. It remembers us. It feeds on reflection." Years passed. The site was abandoned, overgrown, and forgotten, until a group of urban explorers found it. Among them, Ronnie, Tika, and Bima. Tika was the first to touch the old mirror, laughing as she wiped the dust away. That's when the camera recorded the first glitch, and her reflection blinked a second too late. Now people say that when you pause Ronnie's final video at frame 666, you can see a white laboratory room behind the reflection, and a man in a torn lab coat, staring back through the glass, whispering, "We never shut it down." 3 weeks after Liam vanished, an ex-urban explorer named Nadia posted a cryptic message on a private forum. "I found the mirror. It's still alive." She claimed she had located the ruins of the Lambert facility after tracing coordinates hidden in Ronnie's video audio spectrogram. No one believed her until she uploaded proof, a short clip. The video showed Nadia walking through a decayed hallway, flashlight flickering. On the wall, graffiti read. Then she reached a locked room. The door was rusted shut, marked Lab 01. She forced it open. Inside, the air seemed thick, heavy, almost breathing. At the center of the room stood a massive mirror, half covered by a tarp. The surface pulsed faintly, like something behind it was alive. When Nadia pulled the tarp down, her camera caught it. A shape pressed against the other side of the glass, its single eye rolling, searching. She whispered, trembling, "Oh my God, it's watching me." The mirror exhaled. The dust on the floor rose and swirled toward her. Her flashlight began to flicker faster, then exploded. The screen went black, but her voice could still be heard, panicked and broken. "It's not a reflection, it's a window." Then silence. When viewers replayed the clip, some noticed something strange. For exactly one frame, the camera turned toward the viewer, and the eye was no longer inside the mirror. It was staring out from behind the lens. The forum where Nadia uploaded the video was deleted an hour later. Her username vanished, and the coordinates she posted now redirect to a live feed. A dark room, a breathing sound, and in the corner, a faint reflection waiting to move. For days, no one could access Nadia's account. Her username, Idolanlens, returned an error, user not found. But the coordinates she posted still worked, a direct link to a live feed that never went offline. At first, the stream showed nothing, just darkness, static, and the sound of slow, uneven breathing. Thousands tuned in anyway. Some claimed the breathing didn't sound human. It was too deep, too deliberate, almost like it was listening. Then, on the 7th night, the feed changed. A faint light flickered on, revealing the same rusted lab room Nadia had entered. The mirror stood there again, uncovered this time. Its surface was calm, but every few seconds it rippled, like something beneath was trying to push through. The live chat exploded with messages. "It's moving. I saw the eye. Look at the bottom left corner." Someone zoomed in. In the reflection, a figure was visible, crouched, pale, its face obscured by long, wet hair, but the room itself was empty. Whatever was reflected wasn't in the room yet. Then, at exactly 3:17 a.m., a handprint appeared on the glass. It pressed from the inside, leaving a perfect imprint. Long fingers, unnaturally thin. The stream glitched, and the perspective shifted. The camera was no longer facing the mirror. It was inside it. Viewers could see themselves, thousands of faces, watching through their screens, and behind them, in the reflection, a single glowing eye opened. The breathing grew louder, sensing with the viewers' microphones. Some said they could feel warm air against their necks. Others swore they heard whispering through their headphones, their own names, repeated softly. Then the feed cut to static, but the web page didn't close. Instead, the screen showed a short message in distorted text. "The glass remembers who watched." Moments later, webcams around the world began to flicker on. One by one, each lens reflected not the viewers' faces, but a single, unblinking eye staring back. The live feed never came back, but for those who had watched it, even once, strange things began to happen. Screens flickered when they walked by. Mirrors distorted their reflections, lagging behind by a second too long. Some claimed their own reflections began to breathe before they did. A week later, a private archive appeared on an encrypted site. No title, just a single file named labo1_return.mov. When opened, the footage began where Nadia's last clip had ended. Black screen, heavy breathing, then a faint light. The camera lay on the floor, still recording. Boots entered the frame, government insignia on the suits. A recovery team, containment protocol, check for survivors, one said. Inside Labo 1, the mirror stood shattered, but every shard reflected something different. In one piece, Nadia stood alive, pounding from the other side. In another, Liam's face floated in the dark, his mouth moving soundlessly. In the largest fragment, the camera saw itself. The reflection began to ripple. The shards on the floor vibrated, humming in sync. A low voice filled the room, not from the mirror, but from inside the team's helmets. "You opened it. Now we see you." One of the men screamed, his visor fogged from the inside. When it cleared, his reflection was gone. Only the empty suit remained. The footage shook violently as the others ran, static devouring the frame. Before the video ended, the lens caught one last image, the mirror reassembling itself, piece by piece, until it was whole again. And inside it, dozens of faces pressed against the glass, whispering silently to be let out. Then, a final text appeared, white on black. "Project Lambert, status uncontained, current location unknown." The file closed on its own, and on the viewer's screen, reflected faintly in the dark, a single eye blinked once, and smiled.